Surprise, we're in the garage. So I am Christian and I'm talking to you from the Painting Panzers workshop, which is my garage, obviously. Today we've got a couple of packages, actually, big packages from the team at Creality. Now, as you can see, I'm going to come out of shot here. We've got the HALOT X1, which is a resin printer, and we've got the wash and cure station. So we're not going to be using the wash and cure station to start with. We're going to be using the 3D printer. So I'm going to get it all unboxed and hopefully get it working. So yeah, let's see what you get inside.
Now I'm going to take a quick moment to apologise for the quality of the audio. I was filming in the garage, there's all kinds of noises, so I've had to edit it, so hopefully it's not too annoying.
Now, as you can see, there is a lot of foam and packaging, which is really good. It probably weighs about, I don't know, 10, 15 kilos, so it's relatively light in terms of the actual size. It's a big printer, especially for a resin printer, I think anyway. But again, I don't really know resin printers, so maybe there's a lot bigger out there. But yeah, definitely doesn't feel too heavy, probably more on the 10 than the 15 kilo size. You get lots of stuff inside of there. You've got the tray, you've got some face masks, some lubricant, gloves, manual, USB, that kind of thing. So obviously, straight off the bat, they're making sure that it's good for beginners like me. So I'm going to read the instructions now and see if we can fire up this bad boy and see what we actually have to do. Also, don't forget there's a bit of foam here. Now, the actual instructions sheet is very, very small. There's probably 10 pages in total. So it's really straightforward to get started. I mean, it's super basic to follow. You don't really have to be a genius to work it out. My only criticism is it really doesn't explain what to do once your printer's finished, but maybe that'll be in the wash and cure box when I open it up. So let's go ahead and try and get this printer going, print something, and then we'll have a look at how we actually go about clearing it up. Cleaning it up, I should say. Now, one thing I've noticed straight off the bat is the printing platform. It actually pivots like this. So I'm not sure if you can see on the screen, maybe if I put on an angle here. Yep, there we go. Once your print has dried or is printed and you go to take it off the actual printing tray, you can use these to get it off. They also include a spatula. So if you're having a real bit of trouble to get this off, then yeah, you can get this off really easily with this little tool here. Okay, so here we go, moment of truth. Let's fire this 3D printer up.
Now, once your HALOT X1 has fired up nicely, you'll get the HALOT message pop up, and then you'll have a load of prompts for you to follow. Very clear instructions in both English and Chinese. You can also follow the manual. There's other languages to choose from as well. You can see that I've got the manual going as well, or instruction sheet, I have to say. It's not really a manual. I'm connecting to Wi-Fi, which is really good. So obviously you can transfer files wirelessly, and there's a load of instructions on here. This particular model also has an option for an automatic feeding unit. I don't have that with this particular review video, but there is an option where basically it will just suck the resin from the resin container and do it that way, but I'm just going to add the resin manually, which we'll see in a minute. But I'm going to load a print up. You want to add it from the USB that's included because it has a test print on there already, so the STL is on there, and I'm uploading it to the printer now. Once it's successfully uploaded to the printer, it only takes about 30 seconds to a minute. You want to use some curable resin, and then you're going to be using your gloves and your face shield or respirator, whatever you want to go with. Now, there is a mark on the bottom of this part here where I'm going to be pouring the resin into, which says max. Obviously, you don't want to fill it higher than the max level, but I'm filling it in nicely. Give the bottle a bit of a twist as you finish, just to make sure you don't get any excess resin dripping off. With that, we are now good to go. So I'm just literally going to hit print and then we're going to go for it. So yeah, really, really straightforward. It's going to start doing its thing, but I will go to sound now so you can just have an idea of what it actually sounds like noise level wise.
Okay guys, now I'd love to do a time lapse. I just don't have the equipment to do it. So we're going to let this do its thing. It's got another 6.5 hours to go using the test print that they've provided. So hopefully we're going to see the quality through that. But I've got some other prints that we're going to do as well. So it's going to span over the next week, and then I'll put the video out in a couple of weeks time. So yeah, join me in around 6 hours, so in like 10 seconds, and we'll have a look at how this print came out.
Now the print is finished, but I will just quickly say that I printed twice, but nothing was happening. So I did a quick Google search, and Google told me to literally turn the unit off and turn it back on again, and that fixed it. So after the third attempt, I was very surprised and happy to see that there was a model on the tray there. So yeah, hooray to me for working it out.
Okay, so now the print has completed. It did take a couple of attempts, admittedly. It is now finished. We need to set up the wash and cure station. So hopefully there's going to be a bit of information in there. I have done a little bit of YouTubing to sort of get an idea of how it all works and how you're meant to cure it all, but we're going to have a go and yeah, see if we can get this print looking the way it should do now it's actually finished printing. So let's get this assembled and get it going. Okay, so by the looks of it, you've got two options. So the first option is you take the printing tray out, you just rest it on the top here. There is a little tray on the top that goes inside of here. You can rest it in, that must obviously cling the whole thing. Or you can use the tray where you sort of disconnect the model off, place it in there, put your isopropyl alcohol in there. I'm using 100%. I think you can use down to 70. I think what I read online is like 99% is what most people use. I used 100 just because it's the cheapest I could get my hands on. I'm not going to do the option of putting the tray on the top here just because you're going to need 10 litres of alcohol. That's just not worth it. So I'll print it off and then I can just use probably all 5 litres that I've got and just leave it in there because it's got a container. It's got a lid, sorry, where we can, here we go, we've got the lid. Where once we're finished with it, we can reuse that alcohol. So yeah, we'll give it a go, see what happens. I'm still a little bit nervous getting it off here, but we're going to have a go, and yeah, hopefully it all works out really well.
Now, I would really recommend getting a rubber mat. As you can just see it, it's a little blue mat just in front of the HALOT X1. It's just going to help if any resin drops down and stuff, not going to affect your table. Now, give it plenty. You can see here that I was being quite gentle with it. I really didn't need the metal tool that I'm about to grab. I just didn't realize how tough you had to be with it. So give it a bit more muscle than I did than using this thing. It will come off using that twisting mechanism on the platform. So once you've done that, I put it into the bath of IPA. So obviously I need to add the IPA now. I'm using 100% as I said, but I've seen online anything over like 99% is pretty much, sorry, 90% is pretty much recommended. Now it's super straightforward to use. Once I've got them in there and I'm actually got them soaking in the resin, I'm going to pop the cover back on and then I'm going to select the necessary settings. So I've turned it on. Now I'm going to select the settings. Now it already presets it to wash and fast and time of 5 minutes, which again from what I've read 5 minutes is pretty much standard. So just going to hit the play button and hit start. Again, relatively quiet. I've zoomed it up a little bit just so you can see, but I'll unmute myself so you can hear a bit of what it sounds like. Bearing in mind it is sped up ever so slightly. Is done. You want to leave the model to dry. Don't do what I'm doing now. Because it was my first print, I was completely unaware that you actually meant to let the model dry. For some reason, I assumed that you probably just want to put it in whilst it's still a bit moist. So yeah, put it on a bit of kitchen towel or something and let it dry. Make sure all that IPA is dried off, then cure it. So to cure, it's really easy. You just hit mode, the speed will change to normal, and then you just hit start. And again, you can change the time if you want to. I've started curing mine at 10 minutes. God knows if it actually does anything. Please, 3D printing gurus in the comment section, let me know if 10 minutes is better than 5. Obviously, it probably would be. But I've also been leaving mine out in the sun. Living in Western Australia, you get a lot of sun. So once that 5 or 10 minutes is up, I'm going to take the model out and I'm going to inspect it, and it looks very, very nice. This model from Creality that they use as their test print looks bloody awesome. I'm a World War II guy, but I don't mind the odd bit of fantasy, and he looks awesome. We're going to take the supports off and have a closer look. So I'm not going to show you how I remove the supports on this model, but in short, I just use side cutters. Now my good friend Mike and Patreon told me that you can use a hairdryer as well to soften them up and just rip them off. So that's another thing you can try. I'm yet to try that, but the method sounds a lot easier than snipping. But once you've got them all snipped off, your model will be revealed, and it looks bloody amazing. I'm really impressed. It's credit to the HALOT X1 for the insane amount of detail that's on it. Look at that sword, just looks really great. You've got the linkages in the metal, you've got a beautiful looking sheath there for his sword, or whatever the hell you would call that thing. The helmet is great. The detail on the shield is just outstanding. He also came with a base, which I'm going to put in the shot now. The rock looks great. The ground texture looks perfect. The base isn't warped, and it fits perfectly. So yeah, massive thumbs up for this printer. Now it does come with a USB, which I'm going to be using to put further STLs on. And on there, you've got the software folder. And on that software folder, you're going to have two programs. One is HALOT Box and one is Chichu Box. I'm going to be using HALOT Box. This is where I'm going to be putting in my STL files and creating them into a printable file. So on here, it's very basic to use, super straightforward. As you can see here, the first box we were looking at was just moving the object around. This one is moving the angle, so changing its position. So I want to make it so its arse end is on the bottom and sort of sticking up. It's just a common practice I've seen for when you're printing. And then I'm going to change the scale to 77.78 so I can get a 28mm model. And then I'm going to mirror an object. Now this is really important for those that might not be familiar with this. If you can mirror your object, then you can create two like tracks for this example using the same one. Then I'm going to hit next, which is going to take me to resin. You can pick your layer size. Obviously the smaller layer size, the finer the detail, and then it's going to take you to the next step where you can hit supports. I'm just going to hit auto and then hit next, so it's automatically put the supports on for me, and then I can automatically use the position tool, so I'm automatically putting it in so that it's all being worked out by the program. And then I'm just going to go and hit convert to local. And once you've saved it, save it to your USB. It does take a short while, so be patient, but yeah, you'll have your file ready to go. So I've decided to print some more stuff, obviously, and in this particular case I've done all the work on the HALOT box. I'm printing it, but using the USB, I'm now putting it in its bath of IPA, letting it dry, and then curing it. And after all of that, after about 24 to 48 hours, here is the finished result, looking amazing. Still lots to glue on this particular model, but yeah, really chuffed. This is a Coulomb Models, which we've already covered on the channel, so if you want to check that out, you can do. But yes, very nice print. Again, the printer has printed it out perfectly well. Absolutely in love with this printer, and I'm actually becoming quite addicted to it. I'm just printing, which is probably a bad thing because I'm spending more time printing than I am painting. But yeah, absolutely love it. And just look at the flat surface on this model. Absolutely no print lines, just looks so good. So yeah, big thumbs up. Absolutely loving this printer and highly recommend it. Okay guys, I'm going to conclude the video here by giving you a very brief rundown of how it's been the last 2 weeks. It's been awesome. I'm absolutely addicted to this printer. I'm going mental with prints. I'm downloading stuff left, right and center, being sent stuff to print, etc. It has been so much fun, and the team at Creality have been an amazing help. Now, they're not paying me for this video. They did send me the product, obviously, but this is an honest review. I'm not just saying it and then not going to print anymore. I'm going crazy with the prints. There's going to be so many more prints coming on the channel, and we're going to start seeing some painting tutorials. And I'm going to be using this HALOT X1 because it is absolutely amazing. I really rate it highly. If you're in the market for a 3D printer, I would recommend getting the HALOT X1, especially if you're new. It's not as daunting as you might think. I was I've been on the fence for years about getting one. I thought it was going to be too much hassle, take too much time. The process is pretty straightforward. The cleaning doesn't take too long. It's a lot easier than you assume it's going to be. Obviously, if you're an experienced printer, then you're just going to go, okay, whatever. But if you're new to printing, this is actually a lot easier than it's made out to be, and HALOT have made it very user friendly for noobs like myself. So if you're interested in getting one, I do have an affiliate link. I would request that you use it. Obviously it's up to you if you want to use it or not, but the affiliate link is there. It's going to be in the description as well as the comments section. But yeah, massive thank you goes out to the team at Creality and Maggie specifically for sending me out this printer, and for providing some of the extra resin as requested. So yeah, really appreciate it. They've been an amazing team to deal with. So if their service with me has been anything to go by, I'm sure they're going to be a fantastic company to deal with. So yeah, really happy with this. I'm over the moon that I've been sent one to the channel, and I couldn't recommend it highly enough. So yeah, if you're in the market to get one, do so. Now I'm going to leave it here, guys. I've had a lot of fun doing this video. It's taken a few weeks to get to this point, but yeah, I hope you enjoy it. It's a bit longer than usual, a lot more of my face, which I really don't like to put out there. But yeah, I'm really keen to hear what you guys think of this HALOT X1. So let me know in the comments section how you found this. But until then, I will catch you at the next one.